Okay, so I'm Alexandra Spalato, as she said, and I'm a developer relation engineer at Storyblok. So yes, I'm French and I live in Mallorca. And my topic today is how to have content and storytelling to your e-commerce using our headless CMS, Storyblok. And normally I have notes, but I have a technical problem that doesn't work. So let's go. So what are the benefits of a headless CMS? And first, who is using a headless CMS or working at a headless CMS company? Okay, and who has already used Storyblok? Yeah. Okay. So today we are living an omni-channel experience. The majority of consumers, 89%, that's a lot, use multiple channels to search and purchase. So in the earlier days of internet, having an e-commerce generally means having a website used as a storefront. However, today, any online business must sustain its presence across multiple channels. So the website, the mobile app, the smartwatch, the display at the shopping mall, and so on. So what happens when we have to make a change or to introduce a new product? You have to do it on every channel. This is super tedious, prone to error, is really not the right way. So some e-commerce platforms have tried to mitigate the problem by introducing their own content management system, but this is less than ideal as an e-commerce and CMS are inherently different because building a fast and responsive website with a custom user journey and managing shipments and payment should be kept separately in order to not interfere with the quality on either side. So what is the solution? So the solution is to use a headless CMS. Thanks to API, you can manage your content in one place and display it on any display, on web app, on mobile app, etc. So how does a headless CMS work? Generally, it decouples or separates the content repository, the body, from the front end, from the display. And so that means that you can manage your content in one place and still be able to deploy it on any front end you want. So this is how it works. You enter your content and you store your content in your e-commerce platform for the products, the shipping, the pricing, etc., all the e-commerce stuff, and you store your content and storytelling into your headless CMS. Then, thanks to the API layer, this content can be consumed in any content distribution channel, so the web app, mobile app, etc. So now that we have seen the benefits of headless CMS, what are the benefits of integrating the e-commerce into our CMS? So people don't buy products and services, they buy stories and magic. This quote by Seth Godin shows us that the purchase process don't begin in the shopping cart. It begins really earlier, and it's not driven only by rationality, but by emotions. And how can we drive our users' emotions? By storytelling, of course. And the best way to do the storytelling is to integrate in our CMS our storytelling with our products, and that's what we are going to do. So this is an example of the Bulls website, and here in their homepage, there is this long blog post that shows how to enjoy sunbathing on the beach and refresh yourself with a delicious cocktail, and it explains you how to make this cocktail and show you this photography of people on the beach drinking cocktails, and you really want to make a barbecue on the beach and drink cocktails. And Now you have everything you need to buy and to make your cocktail. You have your martini glaze that you can buy immediately. So another example, if you are selling hiking shoes and you make a blog about hiking and you make a long blog post of this beautiful hiking in the mountains in Mallorca, and you tell that you are really comfortable with these super shoes, and you put a link to these shoes, and of course people will buy these shoes to go hiking in Mallorca. Okay, so this is e-commerce integrations that are already present in Storyblok. So BigCommerce, Shopify, Shopware, Commerce Tool, Cilius, Venture, Salier, and Centra. But Storyblok is extendable, so you can create fields and plugins to integrate any other e-commerce platform you want. So you can look in the documentation and learn how to make a plugin to integrate other fields if you use another e-commerce platform. So now it's time for a demo. And this is a website I built for this purpose. And this is this website in the Storyblok visual editor. This is not a representation of the website. It's a real website that we can see here in our development server. It's built with Gatsby and Shopify and Storyblok. This is the home page, and we have here two components from Storyblok. So from the content, and we can drag and drop. We can edit everything in real time. We can even check the view on tablet and mobile and change its settings. So it's really very handy. I put it back in the right place. Okay. And at the same time, this is already a perfectly functioning e-commerce. So here we go to the catalog. This catalog is pulled from Shopify. Here is the Shopify data. And it works. We can put in the cart. We can go to the single product and add to the cart. And we go to the cart. And we can check out. OK, all this work, but now we want to integrate some e-commerce in our storytelling. So I have created some components, and after I will show you how they are coded and how they are built in the back office. So let's say we want to browse through our collections. So I have created this component, category grid, and here I can have a headline. So this comes from Storyblok. So browse our collections. And everything is appearing in real time. And we can select the categories. So I choose man and woman. And here it is. And this is linked to the catalog. Now let's say I want to focus on one product. So I have created this single product component. And here I will choose a product. So this one, for example. And I had a headline. So this comes from Storyblok, our best shirt, and some description here, like that. Now I want another single product, so I copy this one, and I paste it here. And now I edit it. So I want this one. OK, so here I have limit to one product, so I have to remove this one first and add this item. Change the headline. And now I want a better layout, so I have this reverse layout option. So I enable it, and that's it. And now let's say I want to show our best sellers. So I go to the product grid. and I type my headline, our best sellers, and I select the products. I put 6 products. And here it is. And again, here I can edit, drag and drop. I can create any component I want. So now let's see how these components are built first in the back office and then in code. So here I can open the block library. So let's first see the simple components, like the heroes that only have content from Storyblok. And here I can choose, I can make a schema with different fields. So here we have the headline, the description, and the image. Also the page. The page is a content type, so it's the template for all the pages that we create. And here we have used a special field named blocks. And this blocks field allows you to nest any other component. So Storyblok allows to nest infinitely components inside one another. You can, of course, make a content type with other fixed fields that are not blocks, but here we have only put blocks, and thanks to that, we have this builder possibility. Now, here we have the text, which is a rich text field. And now let's see the Shopify components, so the single product. So here we have a special field named plugin. So in this field, we choose the custom type Shopify, so this is the field created to pull the data from Shopify, and we connect it to Shopify with the endpoint here, the token from Shopify. We select only product. We can select product or category, and we can put a limit, so here we want only one product. That's why when I was having the new product, I had to remove the other one before. Okay, now let's see the product grid. The product, so we have this headline coming from Storyblok and the product field. And here again, it's the same thing, but here we limit to 6 products. And the category grid works the same, but here we select only category. Okay, so this is how the back office works. Now, let's see how it works into the code. So first, I work with Gatsby, but you can build it with Next or any other front-end framework you like. So here with Gatsby, we have to connect Storyblok, installing Yarn at Gatsby source Storyblok, which is a Gatsby SDK for Gatsby and Storyblok. And we get the preview token from settings API keys in Storyblok backoffice. And then we add this plugin into Gatsby config with the access token. Then we stop the engine and we run Gatsby develop, and we can see this query. We can see it also directly in GraphQL. You see we have Storyblok entry. I filter it by the full slug home, and then I query the name, full slug, and content. And here I can see that my content, which has all these components, is rendered as a string. And we will see how we solve it with the Gatsby SDK. Now we are going to create the home page in pages index.js. And for this, I make a page query where I get the data that I will need to build this page. So as we have seen in GraphQL, I filter with the home, and I get the name, content, full slug, and other data that I need to build this. I import these components and hooks from the Gatsby SDK, so use Storyblok state that will help to parse this content, which is a string, and to have the components. The Storyblok components that will load dynamically and conditionally the components, and Storyblok editable that will make this component immediately editable when we click on them. And this is how we load the dynamic components. So we get the data, and we create a variable story with data Storyblok entry, and we pass it to this useStoryblok state that will parse the content. And this is a console log of the data in the story data, and here we can see all the components that we have on the home page. So we can see the hero, the category grid, the single product, and the product grid. So everything is here with the headline, the description, all the fields we have in every component, and the UID for each one. And so now we make these variable components, mapping around the body and using Storyblok components that we load conditionally the components when they are present. And we have these components here in our template, and we wrap it in Storyblok editable to make everything editable. Now we create a text component. So I make a folder Storyblok, and I create this component, text.js. And this component has a field which is rich text. So to render it, we need to install Storyblok rich text React renderer. And so we have the block property, and from there we can get all the fields from the component, and we wrap it in render from Storyblok rich text React renderer. And now let's see how we build the e-commerce component. So for example, this is, oh, my slides have a problem. Why is going there? Okay, technical problems again. So this is the console log of the single product. And here we can see the data that we get from this single product. We get the component, the name of the component, single product, the description, headline, and layout that come from Storyblok. Then we have this product which contains the items, and that is pulled from Shopify. And in this case, we have only one item because it's a single product. And here we get the ID, the SKU if there is one, the name, the type, and the image. We don't have all the data from Shopify, but then we can map it with the products from Shopify if we want to have more data. So let's see that now. Let's see this component into the repo and into the code that I have built. So we have our components here, and here are the Storyblok components, and here are the Shopify components. So if we go to the single product that we have seen, we have Storyblok editable, we have the block, and we get these fields from the block, so the UID, the headline, description, layout, and product. We get the selected product, taking the first item in the array. And from there, we wrap it in Storyblok editable. We add the UID as a key, and we have everything to build our components. So with, for example, the layout, if it's chosen, then we change the order, the name, product description, and headline. And yes, headline and description, this one come from Storyblok, and this is pulled from Shopify. But if we go to the product grid, in the product grid here, as you can see, we can add to cart. We have a link that brings to the single product. So we need more data. We need, for example, the Shopify ID from the variant to put this into the cart. So here, we need first to get the products from Shopify. Here I have used static query from Gatsby to get all the products. I think it's not ideal if you have thousands of products, but for this demo, it will work. So I get all the products from Shopify. Then I get from the Storyblok component the headline and products. Here I get all the products from Shopify, so all products. I wrap it in Storyblok editable, and then I map around the products from Storyblok, and here I need to find the products that match with the products from Shopify, and from there I get the handle and variants, which I need the handle to make the link here, and the variant to get the price and the Shopify ID that I needed the button add to cart. Same thing for the category grid, but here I need to get all the collection from Shopify. Then I get my, yes, all collections. And here I map around the categories in Storyblok and find the right one to get the handle and make a link to the collection page and the image. So this is really a flew over the e-commerce storytelling, as the title say. So I will not enter deeper into the code. But if you are interested in building this from scratch, it means building, connecting Gatsby, Shopify, building the collections, building the catalog, then connecting the shopping cart with Shopify and building the add to cart button, the checkout, etc. Then connecting with Storyblok. So a lot of things. So I build all that. I will do that in a workshop online next Tuesday, 18. So I hope you will come. And now let me know if you have questions.